The day the divorce became official, my ex-wife, Alina, stepped out of the courthouse as if she'd just hit a jackpot. She never glanced in my direction. No sadness. No second thoughts. Nothing. She threw her arms around her friends, laughed loudly, took photos, and even uploaded a story, finally free, starting my real life now. I stood there, watching her rejoice as though our marriage had been a sentence she'd finally been released from. And even though I tried to keep myself composed, the pain cut deeper than I wanted to admit. 7 years together, reduced to something she couldn't wait to mock. I went home feeling hollow, questioning whether I had ever meant anything to her at all. For the next 2 days, I stayed off social media because every time I picked up my phone, there was another tag, another clip of her celebrating her freedom. Pictures of her at a club, dancing on tables, kissing some guy I'd never seen, captions like new beginnings and finally living. My friends told me to block her, but I didn't. Some part of me foolishly hoped that one day she'd look back and realize she had thrown away something real. Instead, she partied like she had been waiting years for this moment. But on the second night after the divorce, around 10 p.m., someone knocked on my door. When I opened it, I froze. It was her sister, Sarah, eyes swollen, face streaked from crying, hands trembling as if she could barely stay upright. Sarah and I had always been close. She'd felt like the little sister I never had. But tonight, her expression wasn't just sad, it was terrified. Before I could speak, she walked in, collapsed onto the couch, and whispered, "You need to sit down. There's something you have to hear." My heart started pounding. 1,000 questions swarmed my head. Was Alina hurt? Was there an accident? What had happened? Nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for what Sarah said next. She took a shaky breath, wiped her cheeks, and whispered, "My sister. She wasn't celebrating because she was free from you. She was celebrating because she thought she had secured her future with someone else." But everything fell apart tonight. I stared at her, confused. "What do you mean fell apart? What happened?" That's when she told me the truth. Alina had been involved with another man, her so-called dream guy, for nearly a year. I wasn't shocked. I had sensed something long before the divorce, though she always denied it with anger and manipulation. But according to Sarah, the truth was far worse than what I had suspected. Alina hadn't just cheated. She had been planning to leave the moment that man promised her money and stability. She thought she was upgrading. She believed she was trading me for a better life. That was why she rushed the divorce and treated it like a festival. She genuinely thought she had leveled up. But the fantasy collapsed. That very night, the man she'd left me for, the wealthy, charming guy she believed would transform her life, confessed that he was engaged. Not dating. Engaged. His fiancée had found the messages between him and Alina, confronted him, and forced him to cut everything off immediately. He told Alina he was never leaving his fiancée, that she had been nothing more than a distraction, and that their year-long affair meant almost nothing to him. Then he blocked her, deleted everything, and left her crying outside a restaurant. Sarah said that when Alina realized what she had done, her marriage gone, her affair destroyed, her imagined future gone, she broke down completely. She screamed into her phone, repeating over and over, "What have I done? What have I done?" Her friends didn't comfort her. They just stared, because none of them had ever seen her fall apart like that. Her pride evaporated. Her confidence vanished. The woman who mocked me, who celebrated without shame, who treated me like I was disposable, was now sitting on her bedroom floor sobbing because the man she abandoned me for had discarded her like she was nothing. Sarah reached for my hand, tears streaming again. "She keeps saying she made the biggest mistake of her life. She said you were the only man who ever truly cared about her. And she's terrified to face you because she knows she broke you, and she knows she doesn't deserve forgiveness." I didn't know what to say. Part of me felt sympathy. Another part disbelief. But beneath all of it was a cold, steady quiet. Because suddenly the truth was crystal clear. I didn't lose her. She lost me. I sat there for minutes, trying to process everything, the betrayal, the lies, the humiliation, and now the fallout. Sarah looked at me, almost pleading, and asked softly, "Do you want to see her?" I shook my head. "No," I whispered. "Not tonight. Maybe not ever." And for the first time in months, I felt something I hadn't felt at all: relief. Not because she was suffering, but because the truth had finally come out. The weight I'd been dragging around disappeared. I wasn't the failure. I wasn't the weak one. I wasn't the problem. She was. Sarah stood to leave, but before walking out, she glanced at me and said, "She thought she won. But looking at you right now, it seems like you're the one who truly did." When the door closed behind her, I sat alone in the quiet, feeling a strange mix of peace and closure. My ex-wife had celebrated her escape, convinced I would be the one left broken. Instead, she ended up losing everything she bet on along with me. And I finally understood something. Sometimes life doesn't give you revenge. It gives you the truth.